G'day guys, welcome to the channel. In this week's episode I'm going to be working on the rear window. So what I'm going to have to do, because this car is going to have flush fitting front windscreen and rear screen, so there's going to be no screen rubber as such, which means the opening's too big. So what I'm going to do is figure out a way to mount the glass in the opening in the position I need it to be, and then figure out how I'm going to, alter the framework, the steel as such, the sheet metal, and make it all work. So we'll get on to that in a minute. In the meantime, I just thought I'd show you a quick look around the workshop once more, because we've made a few more changes. So where the cars were before, I've cleared them out, and it's all basically now just workshop and storage racks. So you might have seen in the last episode I got the bead roller there set up. Since then, got a plenishing hammer, which should come in quite handy, and got a small English wheel, which hopefully comes in handy. These should be pretty cool. I mean, they're pretty solid, but the only comment I have to make is that they're too close to the ground. It'd be alright if I was 4'2". So I'm not sure what to make of that. It's just that, I mean, I'm not extremely tall. Yeah, so where these are now, these are basically level with my belt line, so I don't know. Maybe I can add something on the bottom of them to get them up off the ground a little. Maybe I'll just get a chair and sit down. Actually, that's it. I'll just get a chair and sit down. So that's all good. Yeah, so it's really opened the workshop up now. I've still got to sort out this area here with my panels and stuff. But really feeling happy with how this workshop's progressing. Yeah, and you might have noticed, new door skins. Yep, so some of you might have heard recently about these being released. They're brand new reproduction coupe door skins. They look okay. There's a couple of minor imperfections, just like you would see even back in the day when you bought new old stock, that there'd be a few slight imperfections in them. Yeah, we'll just have to wait until we get around to fitting them. I've actually just noticed something, that someone's dropped that. Oh, well, good luck getting anything done about that. We'll just have to straighten it out. I don't know if you can see in the light, but it looks like the package has been on its end and they've dropped it, and it's just sort of like burred that in a little bit. But anyway, I've only just noticed that. This one seems to be fine. Yeah, so I was just talking little imperfections. You may not even be able to see it on the camera, but there's just a slight mark there. Those are just little things that you could tap and file out. That there, however, is going to take some work. But that, that's not necessarily the responsibility of the reseller. That could have been just the courier company being rough with things. Anyway, no biggie. Got a rear screen, a new one, although I don't think I'm going to be using that with the to do the fab work. I think I'll just use an old one for the fab work, and then possibly sort of recheck with the new one from time to time to make sure it's the right shape and everything. But yeah, so what else? So the old cars, I ended up completely kicking out the cranes altogether. So we've just got the old cars lined up here now. The XA 4-door, the Mach 1 Mustang, and the old XB Ute. So that's on the list of things to do, but the focus is on the coupe. The coupe now owns the major part of the workshop. It's the central focus. So yeah, anyway, we come around here. What I started doing is, obviously the opening's too big for the screen, so I thought I'd get these little bits of 12mm RHS and just get them to span the opening, and then for want of something better, I'll just cut up some polystyrene, and I'm just going to tape that to the RHS for now, just to give it somewhere soft to sit, the screen somewhere soft to sit on. So anyway, I'll just go and set the camera up and just go ahead and start playing around with this. So what we've ended up with now, is after I've gone and tacked all that together, I went through and finish welded that join down there, and then fitted it up so it's in the right position. I had, you know, equal measurements on that side as what I did down here, and then I trimmed down this rust repair panel to give me that extension, only to find that when I went to fit the screen, this shape here is inaccurate. So it was okay on either end, but coming up through the center, it was sort of dipped down towards the boot. So you can see here where I started, +2 millimeters, +3, +4, +5 millimeters, and right in the center +8 millimeters, and then tapering back off to 2 and 1. So, bit of a hassle. I mean, again, it's a mistake that I could have avoided if I'd actually fitted that thing, if I'd checked that up against the windscreen to begin with. I didn't really look at the center. I was concentrating so much on the outside edges. So, and the thing is, because that's actually been pressed, just cutting those tacks and then pushing it out may not necessarily move it. So what I'm thinking is maybe I'll cut the tacks and then maybe put this edge here in the shrinker, and then hopefully shrinking it is going to move it out. No, stretcher. I don't really know. Yeah, it'd be stretcher, because I need to open it up this way. Anyway, we'll have a go and we'll see what happens. Okay, so I've finished the welding on the filler panel, and yeah, like, I think the thing is I could have done it a different way. I realised that I could have just used the you know, this inner part with the gutter and then that inner part with the window frame, and then maybe just added a new piece of steel in between. But because I'd already welded this front seam, and I guess, yeah, I just sort of thought, no, I'll just keep going. And it's probably the less pretty of the two options, but because I was so far into it, I just decided, no, I'll just keep going this way, just to save time. And the end result, well, you're gonna have a solid piece of steel, which I'm probably going to have to lead wipe over. You know, I would have lead wiped over these corners anyway, but due to the fact that there's been, you know, so much welding done to it, it's going to have its distortions, and then you've got the, you know, some of the marks where the welding was. So you could either body fill over it or you could lead wipe it. I think I'm going to choose to lead wipe it because the lead won't sink. So it's, you know, pretty much a permanent repair. So outwardly it'll look fine. So we've gone from, I don't know what they were, I think they were about 90 mil or something, those filler panels. I'll just see what it is now. I forgot to measure it before. Oh, it must have been less, because this is showing 93. Yeah, hang on a sec. Because I'm just measuring on the very top edge as it turns down. So 96. So I'm not sure what they were originally, but I know that I've added at least 20 mil or more onto it. So that's pretty much it now. I'm going to take it off, and I'm going to sandblast the back of it again, and you know, just to clean up any welds or what have you, any old paint, and then I'll epoxy the back of it, and I'm going to have to then go ahead and work on this corner piece here. I've got a little corner piece from Howard Astle to go in there. I actually did the other side originally. It's quite a long time ago, using one of those corner pieces that he makes, and you know, they turn out all right, pretty good. But the only problem is that's now in the wrong place because I've chosen to have a flush fit screen. So when I originally put that in, I was putting it in, you know, just going by the original design of the car, and you know, going with the Coyote engine and the flush fit screens and everything like that. That was a sort of a later decision. The reason I didn't finish that corner there is because I knew, like just after I'd actually put all of this together, that something didn't look quite right. So that was the reason why I didn't go working on that corner there. And that, what I'm saying about not looking right, that comes back to what I said earlier in the video, that you know, I fitted everything to the, you know, to make the boot and everything line up. And having turned around now and found out that by doing so, I ended up with the gap in the boot being 10 mil wider on this side than what it was on that side, and that's what was giving me the optical. Optical. What I was going to say is, by lining, you know, by looking at this, I could see it was out, and yeah, so that's why I didn't go ahead and weld it up. But now we know what it is. And we're just going to have to go ahead and live with it and fix it up. When I say live with it, we're going to have a, you know, correctly fitting back window. But when it comes to the boot, the lid itself, we're going to have to wait until we go to fit that up and see what we're going to have to do. We may have to sort of like do some modifications to the boot lid itself to give us perfect gaps. Because what I'm now envisaging is that I'm going to have a much wider gap between here and the top of the boot lid than what I will on the other side. But that's really a minor problem compared to having a problem with the rear window. So, all right, guys, I'm going to wrap the video up there. So I'll get back into it in the next couple of days, and we'll have another video up towards the end of the week. And anyway, so I hope you enjoyed, and we'll catch you in the next one.